They told us to wait. Wait to be taught. Wait to be chosen. Wait for the bell to ring. But what if you're not built for waiting? What if you learn faster or slower? If your body needs the morning to move or your brain needs silence to think. They didn't see what we saw. They didn't see us fail. Try again. Cry. Get back up. Again, they only saw the podium, the scholarship, the pass mark, the smile. They didn't see what it took, but we did. And we're not done. We weren't made to fit in rows. We weren't made to wait. We were born unstoppable.
Good evening and welcome, everyone. I'm Cecilia Reinecke, the co-founder and executive head of school at CambriLearn, and I'm really glad you've joined us tonight. You're probably here for one of three reasons. You're a parent who knows the current setup isn't working for your child. You're an education advisor or tutor center looking for a better solution for your students. Or you're a young person who simply wants more from your education. Whatever brought you here, tonight should give you some clear answers. CambriLearn is an online school serving thousands of students across more than 100 countries, and our belief is simple. Every child is born unstoppable, and education should work around that, not the other way around. Tonight's session is designed specifically for families exploring our international British curriculum for primary and lower secondary learners, from early years right through to Foundation 2, which equates to a grade 9. We'll take you inside the CambriLearn experience. You'll meet some of our British curriculum students, see our learning environment in action, and discover how we deliver world-class education with the flexibility, support, and personalization your child deserves. To kick things off, I'm handing over to Andrea, one of our education consultants, and she's going to walk you through our learning pathways with a special focus on what the international British curriculum at CambriLearn looks like for our primary and lower secondary learners. Over to you, Andrea.
Thanks, Cecilia. So at CambriLearn, we know that no two learners are alike. This is why we offer multiple pathways that meet different needs, learning styles, and future goals. Before we dive into tonight's focus, I'll just give you a quick overview of the 5 internationally recognized pathways we offer. First is the South African CAPS curriculum. It's the national curriculum for grade R through to grade 12. We also offer this in Afrikaans as a home language through to grade 11. We also offer the IEB pathway. This is the Independent Examinations Board. It's a premium South African qualification for grade 10 and above. The US curriculum is also another one of our offerings, and this is a very flexible online pathway for grades 6 to 12, and it leads to an American high school diploma that is recognized worldwide. Pearson EdXL is another one of our pathways, and it's an excellent alternative for IGCSE and AS levels. It offers a flexible modular exam approach with no practicals required for AS and A-level sciences. Then we have our British pathway, which is tonight's focus. The International British Curriculum is one of the most globally recognized and respected education frameworks in the world. At CambriLearn, we offer it all the way from early years through to A-levels. And tonight we're going to be focusing on the early and middle years, namely primary and lower secondary. So what does the International British Curriculum look like for younger learners at CambriLearn? We cover the full journey from primary through to lower secondary. The first area we focus on is the early years, which is for ages 4 to 6. This program is built around the Cambridge Early Years framework, and it emphasizes play-based, child-centered learning. Our early years teachers understand how young children learn best, and this is through exploration, through creativity, and through guided discovery. We build early literacy, numeracy, communication, and social skills in a structured, but also very joyful online environment. The question that we often hear from parents of younger learners is, can a 4 or 5-year-old really learn online? And the answer is yes. With the right teachers, the right structure, and the right partnership with parents, this is definitely possible, and we'll show you exactly how this works. The second phase is Cambridge Primary, which is for students aged 6 to 12. Cambridge Primary provides a strong foundation in English, mathematics, and science. And during these stages, learners will develop confidence and a curiosity for learning. After this is the Cambridge Lower Secondary, which is our Foundation 1 and 2 for ages 12 to 15. And this is a pivotal stage. This is the stage where students are expanding their subject knowledge, they're developing their independent study skills, and they're beginning to prepare for the demands of the international GCSEs. At CambriLearn, our lower secondary program covers English, maths, and science at its core, and we have a range of additional subjects that prepare learners for the breadth of the international GCSE subject selection. Our teachers are acutely aware that this is a transition phase. They work hard not just on academic content, but also on building the independent learning habits and academic resilience that international GCSE will demand. In terms of accreditation, CambriLearn is accredited by Cognia, and this qualification is recognized by universities in the UK, US, South Africa, Europe, and across the globe. We are also Pearson Edexcel accredited and registered with IEB, Sakai, and we are also NCAA approved and eligible. So how do we deliver this content? At CambriLearn, depending on which package you choose, students will have access to live lessons led by passionate and qualified teachers, a recorded lesson library that's accessible anytime, anywhere, one-on-one support with our teachers via direct teacher chat, a full support team for onboarding, technical help and guidance, and subject flexibility. So in some cases, we have students that mix curricula in order to match their goals. So we're here to build both knowledge and belief, because we're not just preparing children for tests and exams, we're preparing them for life. So we're going to get to know a little bit more about the people who make it happen, from our amazing teachers to our exceptional support team. First off, to kick it off, I have the pleasure of introducing you to Anne-Marie, head teacher of primary school at CambriLearn.
Thank you, Andrea. I'm so excited to tell you more about our British early years, primary, and obviously our lower secondary programs, and how our teachers are unlocking potential one lesson at a time.
Amazing. Anne-Marie, let's start with what I think is the most important question for tonight's audience. Our British curriculum parents are choosing an internationally recognized pathway, often with ambitions for British primary, international GCSE, and beyond. So what kind of teachers does CambriLearn have delivering this program for our younger and middle school learners?
Well, our British curriculum teachers are fully qualified and many are internationally experienced subject specialists. Some of our Foundation 1 and 2 teachers have taught in the UK curriculum, schools across South Africa, the UK, the Middle East, and other international contexts. So they bring a genuine depth of knowledge, not just of the curriculum, but of what it takes to prepare learners for the British standards. What's particularly important at the primary and lower secondary level is that our teachers understand the British approach and the emphasis on conceptual understanding, inquiry-based learning, and the development of transferable skills, not just content knowledge. Well, that shapes how they plan lessons, how they give feedback, and how they stretch our learners.
So for many families on tonight's call, their children are following the British curriculum with an eye on the future, of course. British primary, then international IGCSE, and potentially AS and A levels and university abroad. How do your primary and lower secondary learners build toward the bigger picture, even for the younger learners?
Well, obviously, it's something that we think about very deliberately. Now, even in early years in primary, our teachers are building the foundations that will matter at primary and international GCSE. Strong reading comprehension, mathematical reasoning, scientific thinking, and the ability to write clearly and analytically. We provide continuous assessment at each level through assignments and tests taken by the student throughout the year. So by the time the student reach lower secondary, our teachers are actively working on academic skills, how to approach a structured essay, how to interpret data, how to manage longer term project work. Now, these aren't just international GCSE skills, They're also life skills, and our teachers build them with patience and intentionally across the year groups.
So the parents of our younger British learners, particularly at the early years and lower primary stages, they often wonder how their child will stay engaged and genuinely connected to learning online. So what do our teachers do to bring the joy of learning into the virtual classroom for this age group?
Well, this is something that our primary teachers are genuinely passionate about. They know that for a 7-year-old, a lesson that isn't engaging is a lesson that isn't learning. So they use a wide range of interactive tools, visual learning resources, creative activities, collaborative problem solving, and lots of encouragement and positive reinforcement. Well, our early years and lower primary teachers also work very closely with parents. At this level, we see the parent as a learning partner, not a teacher, but a supportive presence who helps create the right environment at home. We give families clear, practical guidance on how to support each lesson and build good learning habits from the start. And because our lessons are interactive, every child gets seen. Our teachers know their students, their personalities, their learning styles, what makes them laugh, and what trips them up. Now, that relationship is what turns a good online session into a great one.
And finally, Anne-Marie, why does teacher quality matter so much at this stage of a child's education specifically?
Because this is when the love of learning is either built or broken. The primary years shape how a child sees themselves as a learner. If they feel capable, curious, and supported, it will stay like this, and it will stay like that with them. They will stay like that. Well, if they feel lost, behind, or invisible, that takes a long time to undo. Our teachers at the primary and lower secondary levels are not just curriculum deliverers. They are confidence builders, curiosity curiosity builders, and relationship builders. They create the conditions in which children want to show up, try harder, and believe in themselves. So that's why we're so careful about the teachers we bring into CambriLearn and why we invest so much in supporting them to do their best work, because the impact they have at this stage is profound and long-lasting.
It's beautifully said, Anne-Marie. Thank you. Great teachers don't just deliver the content, but they unlock potential in students. And that's at the heart of everything we do at CambriLearn. Before we move on to our other heroes behind the scenes, here's a quick hello from our British curriculum primary and lower secondary teachers, the extraordinary people helping us shape your child's future one lesson at a time.
Hi, I'm Samantha Spore. I am a primary stage 4 to 6 English teacher at CambriLearn. I've been a teacher for 6 years now, luckily enough to have worked at CambriLearn for 3 of those years. It's an amazing school that I love to be a part of what they're doing. As a teacher, I strongly believe that all students have the ability to learn. It's just a matter of how we teach them. And at CambriLearn, it offers students such a variety in different ways of learning. And I've seen students who otherwise would get lost in the mainstream system be able to thrive in the more creative and diverse environment that we are able to offer.
Hi everyone, my name is Fatima. I am a stage 4 to 6 computers teacher. I am a software engineer as well as a qualified teacher, and I'm super passionate about making computers simple and easy to understand. I love making learners feel like when they're really confused, I try to make them confident in what they're doing. In our course, we keep things practical, simple, and things that you can use in real life. I'm super excited for you to join us because CambriLearn is a really amazing school.
Hello, my name is Tia Stevenson and I teach English primary stage 1 to 3. I'm really enjoying teaching for CambriLearn. I have been a teacher for over 6 years, and this is my first year at CambriLearn, and I'm really enjoying it. The kids have lots of fun in our live lessons and Q&A sessions. I think I also have a lot of fun. We have really engaging lessons. Usually we start the lesson with a bit of catch up and we talk about our week or our weekend. Then we have a very interactive lesson. The children learn a lot. And we also engage during the lesson with questions and activities, and we always end off on a really positive note, whether it be asking questions, saying what they enjoyed about the lesson, or just showing me or telling me something interesting about them. I love the team that I work with, and I really enjoy teaching for CambriLearn.
Hello, my name is Teacher Ebonita. I'm Ebonita Bianchina. I am a stage 4 to 6 mathematics teacher at CambriLearn. I've been a teacher for 12 years and I've been privileged to work at CambriLearn for 2 months now, and I've genuinely enjoyed the experience. CambriLearn is absolutely a lovely company to work for. The team is amazing, the support is amazing, and we have been provided with so many resources, which makes online teaching absolutely fantastic. I enjoy mathematics. I have a passion for mathematics, and I really try to inspire my students to also have a passion for mathematics and love it just as much as I do. I try to tell them that mathematics starts with a smile and confidence, a can-do attitude.
Hi, I'm Louise. I am a stage 2 maths teacher, but I also help out at CambriLearn with substitution across the CAPS curriculum and the British curriculum. I have been a teacher for 17 years, and I love the online teaching platform. I love that it accommodates so many different types of learners from all around the world and gives them all a space where they can feel comfortable and confident in a different learning environment.
Hi, I'm a primary stage 1 geography and history teacher at CambriLearn. I have been teaching for 6 years and I have been part of CambriLearn for over a year. I truly believe that every child has unique potential, and I'm passionate about helping learners grow in confidence and their ability. I love being part of CambriLearn because of its supportive environment and its commitment to personalized learning, which allows each learner to learn at their own pace and reach their full potential.
Our teachers are the faces that our students see most often, but there's a whole team working behind the scenes to make the CambriLearn experience possible. From our customer support team and our academic support team, our student success consultants, they all work tirelessly to ensure you feel seen, heard, and fully supported throughout this process. They are the quiet heroes of CambriLearn. What makes us different is that we don't just enroll students and then disappear. We're here with you, checking in, adjusting learning plans, solving problems, and most importantly, celebrating wins. It's personal, it's responsive, and it's a support system built to last. I'd like to introduce you to Janice, who heads up our customer support team. Janice, thank you for being here with us tonight.
Thanks, Andrea. Happy to be with you.
So Janice, what does the customer support team do, and why is it important for families and students?
So our customer support team across the board is often one of the first points of contacts for families and students who have questions, concerns, need assistance to resolve a technical issue, etc. Whether it's helping a parent log in and navigate the platform for the first time, or assisting a student in accessing their next live lesson or class. Our goal is to make sure that the online learning experience is as smooth and stress-free as possible. So we aim to ensure that every family feels supported, understood, and confident throughout their journey with us.
What kind of issues or requests do families most often come to your team with?
We see a variety of queries, primarily initially around navigating the platform and learning content, assessment submissions, and then it could lead to things like advice around subject choices and changes where necessary, questions regarding academic progress, etc. We have multiple teams in place to assist with these various queries, from success consultants who are a dedicated contact for each family, the academic support team who keep an eye on potential academic issues and offer guidance there, account support, and general support. So we understand that transitioning to a new education pathway or an online learning environment can feel overwhelming at first. And part of our collective role in support is offering reassurance and helping parents feel confident and supported from day one. So we're here to guide them through all those practical aspects.
And how did your team approach these interactions? What's the philosophy behind the support team?
So we lead with empathy, with a goal to understand the issue at hand, and then responsiveness. So the philosophy is simple. Every question is important. Every family should feel supported on a personal level. We're not reading from scripts or passing families around from department to department. If we can't solve something immediately, we make sure the family knows that we're on it, and we follow up proactively until the issue is resolved.
And just one last interesting question. What's something families are often surprised or impressed by when it comes to the support team?
So I think given the online setting, families often are surprised and express gratitude for how personal and responsive we are. They don't expect to feel so connected to a school that exists largely in the digital space. But we work hard to build real relationships across the various support teams. So parents often tell us that they felt genuinely supported and heard, especially when facing difficult circumstances or decisions. That feedback means the world to us.
Thanks so much, Janice. And speaking about building relationships and community, I'm going to hand over to Deerbold, who's going to tell you about two incredible resources that make CambriLearn feel less like a school and more like a family. These are Cambri Community and our Help Hub. Deerbold, over to you.
Thanks, Andrea. One of the things we hear most often from our new families is how will my child connect with other students if they're learning online? And that's a fair question. And that's exactly why we created Cambri Community, a vibrant, supportive space where students can come together to connect beyond the classroom. So what exactly is Cambri Community? Cambri Community is our CambriLearn exclusive online community platform where CambriLearn students over the age of 12 can connect with other CambriLearn students from around the world, join interest-based groups, whether it's photography, creative writing, sports, or even gaming. They can participate in in-platform live events and challenges, ask questions and share advice, and celebrate wins together. It's a place where students realize that they're not alone in this journey. They make real friendships, find study buddies, collaborate on projects, and support each other through challenges. Cambri Community is not just an add-on, it's part of the CambriLearn experience because we know that belonging matters. Now, student safety is really our top priority. So on Cambri Community, we maintain a safe and supportive environment through comprehensive 24/7 moderation. Our dedicated CambriLearn staff work alongside our advanced AI technology to monitor all conversations and spaces, ensuring that students can connect and learn in a protected online community. Now let's talk about the CambriLearn Help Hub. The Help Hub is our in-platform hub designed to give you important information and navigation guidance and key curricular details whenever you need them. It's packed with step-by-step guides such as how invigilation processes work, how to update your profile, how to access tests on the CambriLearn platform, important curricular information, and more. As well as video walkthroughs from how to navigate the student dashboard, to how to download and submit assignments, to how to access and attend live lessons, and how to track your progress. The Help Hub is there for you at 3 a.m. when you can't remember how to change your billing date or when you need clarity on a policy before making a decision. But here's the key. Help Hub doesn't replace the human support team. It complements it. If you can't find what you need, there's always our live chat button that gives you instant answers to key technical and support queries. Between Cambry Community and the Help Hub, you'll never navigate this alone. You'll have a community cheering you on and a library of resources at your fingertips. Now we're going to have a dive into the platform so you can see what our students and families experience every day.
How to access the student dashboard. Let's start with the basics, your student dashboard. Begin by logging in at CambriLearn.com using the username, your email, and password linked to your student profile. A quick reminder, course content only appears on the student profile, not the Guardian profile. You can always double check which profile you're on by looking at the name displayed in the top right corner. Once you're logged in, be sure that you're on the dashboard page. Here, you'll find 3 key things: your interactive student calendar, a list of your active courses, access to additional tools such as notes, bookmarks, and forums. How to view your courses and access learning material. On your dashboard, right below the interactive student calendar, you'll find your active subjects listed under My Courses. To the right, you'll see the option to toggle between curricula. If you've purchased subjects on multiple curricula, British International and CAPS for example, just use the drop-down arrow to access the alternative subjects on the different curricula. Next to each course name, you'll see a progress indicator. This updates automatically as you move through lessons. A live course average will also be displayed in this section as assessments are submitted and marked. To access the coursework for a particular course, click Start Learning if it's new, or Continue Learning for one you've already begun. Inside each course, you'll find the lesson list for that subject, laid out in an easy-to-follow week-by-week program. Before diving in, make sure you check the Introduction tab, particularly the Introduction document. This includes important information about the course, textbooks, assessment criteria, tips, and suggestions. Also important are the course and term planner documents, which will guide you as to how to work through the course material and when assessments are due for submission. You'll also find the Program of Assessment, which confirms exactly which assessments must be submitted for marking per term in order for a report card to be issued. It is advised that you download and print these documents for easy reference going forward. When you're ready, start at week 1. In the first tab, each week you'll find a This Week document, which outlines what should be completed during that week. In this section, you'll also find links to recorded lessons related to the topics covered. To move on to the next page, click on the Next button at the bottom of the page. Please note, lesson content is only available online and cannot be downloaded. Only resources such as worksheets, planners, tests, and exams are downloadable. Work through each tab for each lesson daily, clicking through to the next page and being sure to cover all the content and prescribed textbook exercises per lesson per week. Answers for prescribed textbook questions will be provided within the lesson, week, or another tab on the lesson list for that subject. As you move through each lesson, you'll see small blue progress circles on the right of the lesson list. A full circle with a tick indicates a completed lesson. A half-filled circle indicates a lesson that is still in progress or incomplete. How to access the interactive calendar and join a live lesson. At the top of your student dashboard page, you will find your interactive student calendar. You can switch between day, week, or month view, with the week view being the most useful. Be sure to scroll down to view regular lesson scheduling times between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Click on any scheduled lesson to view the topic, scheduled time, and links to notes or attachments. If you plan to attend, toggle the attendance button. It'll turn green. Just before the lesson starts, the button will turn blue and say Join Now. If this does not update, please refresh the page. Click it to join the Zoom session. You don't need the Zoom link, but the Zoom app must be installed on your device for this functionality to work. If you've confirmed attendance, you'll receive an unedited recording by email, which you're able to access for 1 week. An edited version will be uploaded to the recorded lesson library within 2 weeks. Early years to primary stage 3, British International, and grade R to grade 3, CAPS and CAR BF4 live lessons are fully interactive and therefore are not recorded. Extracurricular and Q&A sessions are also not recorded. On the right-hand side, you'll see your outstanding and upcoming tasks. Above the calendar, you'll find the Progress Report button where you're able to download a full breakdown of your progress across lessons and assessments. How to access and watch recorded lessons. Start by accessing the specific subject you're working with from your student dashboard. You'll find the Recorded Live Lessons tab at the top of the page. Recorded lessons can be searched for by topic, or if you scroll down, you'll see the most recently uploaded video listed first. Remember that relevant recorded lessons will also be found in the This Week section in the lesson list each week. Please note that all recorded lesson content is valid regardless of the upload date, as the topics covered are still current. How to track your progress. There are a few tools available to help you keep an eye on your overall progress. From your interactive student calendar, right-click the Progress Report button at the top to open a new window. From here, you can download a breakdown of current progress across lessons and assessments for each subject. On the right side of the interactive student calendar, you'll see outstanding and upcoming tasks listed. Under My Courses, you'll see a circle with a percentage to the left of each course. This shows you the progress you have made so far for that subject. On the lesson lists, as you move through each lesson, you'll notice the small blue progress circles on the right of the lesson list will update. A full circle with a tick indicates a completed lesson, meaning each page was accessed. A half-filled circle indicates a lesson that is still in progress or incomplete. How to request a report card. Report cards can only be generated if the student has completed all formal assessments. If a student has not completed all formal assessments, you will not be able to get a report card. Follow these simple steps to request a report card. Log into the Guardian profile and click on the relevant student's name. If all assessments have been completed and marked for all the courses of the applicable level, click on the Request Report Card button in the top left corner. Select all the courses for that level and click on the Submit button. The report card will be emailed to you once it has been approved. To attend a live Q&A session, go to the interactive student calendar on the student dashboard and access the session you'd like to join as you would for a live lesson. Indicate that you'd like to attend the session. At the scheduled session time, when the button updates to blue and says Join Now, click on it to access the session. How to speak directly with a teacher. To chat directly with a teacher, simply click the button in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Select the teacher you'd like to talk to and send your message. How to contact customer support. If you ever need help, our customer support team is always available to guide you. Whether you have platform, course, or assignment queries, you can reach out to them via multiple channels. You can either click the menu tab in the top right corner of the page and select Contact Us to log a support request, or simply click the owlbot icon in the bottom right corner of your dashboard. From there, you can start a live chat or send a message to our customer support team on WhatsApp. You can also email us at hello@CambriLearn.com. Our landline number is listed on our website for you as well.
So that's a glimpse into what life looks like inside a CambriLearn platform. As you see, the platform is purpose-built to support independent learning with structure. It's flexible but not hands-off. If you have a question about what you've seen, just pop it in the chat and we'll answer as many as we can during the Q&A in a few minutes. Now I'll hand over to Gavin, who's going to introduce you to some of the real voices that make CambriLearn special.
Thanks, Dewald. At CambriLearn, our story is really told through the stories of our students and their families. Tonight, we're excited to share one of those stories with you. I'd like to introduce you to Tamara and her brother Heinrich. Tamara has been with CambriLearn for 2 years, and her brother Heinrich started his schooling journey at CambriLearn this year. We'll be hearing from both of them tonight. They'll tell us what their experience has been like at CambriLearn and what they love about their teachers and their lessons. Together, they give us a really authentic view of what British primary life at CambriLearn truly looks like. Okay, all right. So, Heinrich, can I quickly see your big, strong muscles? Show me your big, strong muscles. Yeah! Yo, you are so strong. Wow. You are going to be lifting some big, heavy things one day, I can tell. And tomorrow you have the most incredible hair and the most beautiful smile. And we just want to say welcome to both of you guys for being here today with us. Would you mind answering some questions for me?
Yes.
Is that going to be okay? Okay, thank you so much. All right, Heinrich, what is your favorite part about being here at CambriLearn?
Cutting.
The cutting. You like cutting and pasting and doing arts and crafts, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. And are you doing that in a lot of your lessons?
Yes.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. It's so nice that the teachers let you do that. Hey. And Tamara, what is your favorite part about being here at CambriLearn?
The numbers.
You love to count the numbers. That's wonderful. Okay, so you are going to be a mathematician one day, I can tell. Okay. And Tamara, quickly, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a ballet teacher.
A ballet teacher. Wow. Okay. And you're even going to use those numbers when you teach ballet. Hey, you're going to teach people how many steps to count and all sorts of things. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And Tamara, what is the coolest thing that you've learned this year in your classes?
Odd and even numbers.
Odd and even numbers. All right, that's an important one, hey, in maths. And Heinrich, what about you? What is the coolest thing that you've learned this year?
This restaurant.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that, my boy.
Second. This restaurant. It's the
Oh,
restaurant.
oh, okay. Okay, that's so cool, man. That's wonderful. And Tamara, what do you like most about learning at home?
That we don't have to rush to get to school.
That you don't have to rush to get to school because it can be a little bit of a rush. Hey, when you get up in the morning and then you've got to quickly fix your hair and you've got to put your school uniform on and then there's traffic and then it can get really chaotic, right? But now you can get up. What's that?
We sometimes sleep through. That's why.
You sometimes sleep through. Well, listen, I won't tell if you don't, okay? All right. So I'm pretty sure when you get up in the morning and you can put on the clothes that you want to wear and learn at the times that you want to learn, it's quite wonderful, isn't it? Yes. And Heinrich, what do you like most about learning from home?
What do you like?
Do you like having your sister close to you?
Yes.
It's nice. It is nice, hey, because I'm sure you guys aren't in the same classes, right?
Yes.
Okay, and it's so nice that your sister's not far from where you are, whereas in like a normal school, she would be in a very different class and you would be in a different class. But now you are quite close together and you can just run up to her and give her a high five during the middle of the day, right? Yes, and that's really cool. Okay, and tomorrow I've got one more question for you. If you could describe your learning at CambriLearn with one word, what would you use? If you could describe learning here with us, what's the word you would use?
It's fun and exciting.
I love that. Even you used two words there. Thank you so much. Fun and exciting. That's awesome. And Heinrich, what about you, my boy?
One word.
Any word.
Cool.
Cool.
Ooh.
It's cool, right? And it's cool because you're cool, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes. I'm glad you agreed with me because I think that you're cool as well. Okay. Guys, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for answering our questions. Heinrich, I love your t-shirt that says ready, because I can see that you are ready for anything, my boy. And I really, really look forward to seeing all the cool and amazing things you guys do here at CambriLearn. And we just want to let you know that we really appreciate you guys, and you are amazing human beings. Can I get a virtual high five from either of you? Boom. Yes. Awesome. Guys, thank you so much, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. These are just a couple of the thousands of stories that we're privileged to be a part of. Every student's journey is unique, and that's exactly the point. Now let's open it up to your questions. Andrea is going to lead our live Q&A, and we've got our entire team standing by to answer. Over to you, Andrea.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gavin. So we've got a lot of questions that came through in the chat. Thank you all so much for engaging. We're going to dive in and get you the answers you need. We'll tackle as many as we can in this session. And if we don't get to your questions tonight, don't worry. Our team is standing by, and you'll see a QR code at the end where you can book a free one-on-one consultation with an education consultant. So our first question that we have is, I think I'm going to pose this to Janice. How is progress tracked and reported to parents?
So Andrea, there's various ways to track progress. We saw some of it in the little demo video. So as students work through the course content, we have those little blue dots with the tick marks that indicate how far a student has worked through their course at any given point. Also on the interactive student calendar, there's a progress report button. You click on that button, you can download a report for every subject that will indicate exactly where a student is. So that's indicating progress in terms of how far the student has progressed. To view actual grades, we have a student tracker, which is accessible through the Guardian profile. So we have a student profile where the lesson content is accessed, as well as a Guardian profile where this tracker information is available. So parents can log in there, they will click on the relevant student that they want to have a look at, and on that tracker they can view access period duration, how far the student has progressed through the coursework given in percentages. They can see what assessments the student has submitted and what grades they've received. They can see, they can download those papers and see the marked commentary. And they can also see a range of other metrics, including how often the student is logging in, how many live lessons they're attending, when last they logged in. So it's quite a comprehensive set of information on that Guardian profile, which is why we really, really recommend if you have a student registered, you also have a profile for yourself that is linked to that student.
Amazing. Thank you, Janice. We do emphasize the flexibility of CambriLearn. That's one of the massive pros, right? But we want to take the guessing game out of it. So that's why it's super important that there are these trackers available. And I think, Janice, you did touch on this in your answer earlier. And I'd like to pose this question to Anne-Marie now. The feedback given from teachers, in tests or assignments. You're able to speak a bit more about that, the type of feedback that is given, and also the importance of that personalized teacher feedback.
Sure, Andrea. So what we do is when we mark assessments, that's after it's been marked, we usually, on the assessment itself, we will provide the correct answers. We would advise the students to take another approach. We would also always help them think a little bit more about the answer if they got something incorrect. If they got something right, we would praise them. We would say, thank you for being creative, thinking outside of the box. We use various types of encouragement, comments to boasting about them, and always giving them the opportunity to just explore themselves. So from a teacher perspective, and from the support that we have, the academic support, we always try to give as much acknowledgement to our students for working very hard. So positive reinforcement is a huge thing for us, and we improvise it and we applied and implemented in every aspect of our teaching, whether it's during live lessons, whether it's during Q&As, whether it's on assessment feedback. We always encourage the students to work harder and go beyond themselves and become unstoppable, because that's what they are. And we provide that in various ways.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. It's really encouraging to hear how passionate our teachers are about encouraging students, to be the best they can possibly be and really reach their potential, right? We want to unlock their potential at CambriLearn. Another question we have is all the learning online only, or are there course books that students also need to follow? I'm happy to take that question. So it's really important that we emphasize that CambriLearn is multisensory, right? We don't want this to just be screen-based. So we work in conjunction with textbooks, course materials. We encourage things to be handwritten. It's really important that students are developing those skills outside of, just watching the screen from 8 to 2 p.m., right? Like they would if we had to copy and paste the traditional school model into a virtual setting, right? And Marie, I'm not sure if you maybe want to add a bit more onto that.
Sure. Yes, Andrea, you're completely correct, because we want to do more, we want to focus on more than one aspect. We don't believe in just having our students stare at the screen the whole day. So we do encourage them to write, to do the experiments, the science experiments. We encourage them to do the art projects. So we make use of not only screen time, but textbooks as well, to just as a fulfillment and enrichment to help our students just better themselves. So yeah, we multisensory, like you say, and handwriting is very important. So we incorporate all of these aspects into our teaching on a daily basis.
100%. Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. Another question I have here, I think maybe for Janice. For Anne-Marie. Does CambriLearn accommodate students with learning challenges and are concessions offered?
Yes, we do. We do accommodate all students. Doesn't matter what type of concession they need, but we do require, obviously, that they go through the whole process of just obtaining the concession report, and then they are met and accommodated during our classrooms, whether it's live lessons or with assessments that need to be marked. So we do make adjustments when it comes to assessments to something that students can't answer. For example, if there's a student that's colorblind, we will exempt that part from the assessment. Or if there's a student that's struggling to put words together, or they are dyslexic. So we do accommodate concessions, but like Janice also mentioned, there's a process that we go through, and then we work according to that. So parents don't have to fear. We really do accommodate everyone, no matter how big or how small the difference may seem.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. So we're just about out of time for the Q&A, but thank you for all the fantastic questions, and thank you to our panelists who have answered the questions so wonderfully. Our team will follow up with anyone who we didn't get to individually. But before we wrap up, I just want to walk you through the next steps. So if tonight's session has sparked your interests, or if you're ready to take the next step, right now is the perfect time to act. You'll see a QR code on your screen. You'll scan this QR code now to do one of three things. Book a free one-on-one consultation with an education consultant where we'll answer your specific questions, walk you through our British curriculum program, discuss the pricing, and help you determine if CambriLearn is the right fit for you and your family. You can also download our British curriculum guide or brochure with this QR code. And we also encourage you to follow us on social media to stay up to date with our latest news, special offers, and upcoming webinars. Thank you so much to everyone who joined us tonight and for considering a different kind of future for your child or for your students. When we started CambriLearn, we had a very simple belief. It's that school should work for students and not the other way around. We spent years proving that when you combine excellent teaching, flexible learning pathways, genuine support, strong community, students don't just succeed academically, but they rediscover their love for learning. They gain confidence, they pursue their passions without compromise, they become who they were always meant to be. Whether your child is in early years, taking their very first steps in education, or in Foundation 2, preparing for the exciting challenge of international GCSE, we are here. We've walked alongside thousands of families across the world through this journey, and we'd be honored to walk alongside yours. Because every child is born unstoppable, we're committed to making sure nothing, not geography, not rigid schedules, not one-size-fits-all education stands in their way. Thank you for your time tonight, and we hope to speak with you very soon. Good night, and remember, the future belongs to the unstoppable.
They told us to wait. Wait to be taught. Wait to be chosen. Wait for the bell to ring. But what if you're not built for waiting? What if you learn faster or slower? If your body needs the morning to move, or your brain needs silence to think. They didn't see what we saw. They didn't see us fail. Try again. Cry. Get back up. Again, they only saw the podium, the scholarship, the pass mark, the smile. They didn't see what it took, but we did. And we're not done. We weren't made to fit in rows. We weren't made to wait. We were born unstoppable.